Well, hello everyone. No, I wasn't talking. My wife walked in with her latest project and pretty cool. Crocheted a little crochet snake for our granddaughter. Pretty cool. But anyway, hey, let's get back at the business at hand. First off, I am flying with Mike, Captain Mike. We are about to embark on a Sim Air Force CRAF Civil Reserve Air Fleet mission from Travis Air Force Base in California to Las Vegas, and we're going into Nellis. Bringing back some troops that wanted to, well, actually, they're coming from the Far East, bringing them back to Nellis for maybe some red flag training. Who knows? But hey, that's what we're doing. So I hope you all are ready for this. We are in the Rotate MD-11 passenger version. So there are two out there. So if you are indeed looking, guess what? You do not have to have the first to get the last. Each one is a separate aircraft. And if you do buy one and you want the other one, there is a discount last I checked. I don't think that's changed. But the passenger plane is really, there were some big updates that came that also funneled to those of us that had the freighter to start with. So, but anyway, there it is, the MD-11, bygone days, Delta. Yeah, many of their aircraft were UPS bound or FedEx or any other, you name a cargo carrier that had them. Probably Delta's, some of Delta's funneled into them. Yeah, the airlines just really didn't like the plane. Some things about it that the cargo carriers found a way around to really make them profitable. While it does start to be profitable with a very cheap aircraft that they bought. These aircraft were, some call it a fire sale, some will say blue light specials in Kmart, for those that even know what a Kmart is. They were dirt cheap, and the cargo companies gobbled them up, figured them out, or whatever it took, and made them the legend we all know they are today in the cargo world. And FedEx still flies them. Western Cargo, I believe, is the name of it. They still fly it. So it is still out there. Unfortunately, yeah, because of the catastrophe with UPS, that was a shame. That was, heartbreaking to see it not, to see it once back in the 70s on a DC-10, to then see it again. You would think after that incident in Chicago back in the 70s, it would never happen again. Ugh. History has a bad way of repeating itself if we don't heed it. So anyway, let's get up there and see where we're at in pre-flight, which isn't very far. So bear with me if I'm kind of quiet here, kind of miss chats, kind of miss y'all coming in. I'm going to try and watch on my phone. No guarantees we'll get them all, but we'll try our hardest. We always do. Make sure we're charging. We are. Okay. So, again, to get your hands on the MD-11 version from Rotate, there's a link in the chat. Also, for those watching on the YouTube video that'll go up later, down in the comment or in the more section, you'll see it. All right, so what we've done already, just so you know, real quick, you come in, the plane's dark. Okay, if you click the little button here, I'm just going to get you up to speed quick. That'll power up your EFB. You can select your situations. Now, Sim Air Force put it in kilograms. Probably yours truly missed something. to put it in pounds. My bad. So I've got it set in kilograms, and I don't like kilograms. Goes back a long way. But anyway, we're set that way. But set it up the way you want. I do recommend this one here. I do recommend this. And then you can work. Now the tape style, real quick, let's click it, let you see it. I'm not, oops, sorry, wrong one. I'm not a huge fan of it. You know, I'm sorry. I know a lot of people are. I am just not. So we'll go back and, you know, I'll be honest, I'm not a fan of this either. I'm actually, in transparency here, I'm really not a huge MD-11 fan. But I know a lot of you wanted to see it, so we took it upon you. Also, speaking of which, this was purchased with your subscriptions and donations, biddies, so you can see that it does go to somewhere. We were actually in a hiatus because the account I have this going in was, you know, I don't want to run the risk of paying fees, so we stopped. We're rebuilding. We just got paid from Twitch from your gracious subscriptions, biddies, donos. Thank you so much for that. While it doesn't pay the bills to keep the lights on, it does for the most part, but you know, hey, we're here to have fun, interact with each other, and if we do get any subscriptions, resubs, biddies, donations, much the better. So, but thank you. Like I said, we're slowly getting back to where we can feel a little more confident in making purchases. So thank you again from the bottom of my heart, and hope this you all keep coming around. All right, so let's get to work here. So we're back on the round dials. Anyway, next thing I do is go to ground ops, make sure we're once I click external power here, that's what I like to start with. Click make sure you're on here with your ground power, wheel chocks, click cockpit stairs, and cockpit door open. We're not in jetways, and so we're not going to get both. All right, and then come to weight and balance. And here we'll take a quick look at the flight. Unfortunately, we cannot look at what we're loading with, but we can bring Elevatech up and take a look at the basics. All right, so let's get in here. I don't know if I have to add this plane or not. I'll be totally honest. There it is. Oh yeah, I think I will have to. Oh man. Well, hang on. What is this airplane's numbers? Hang on. Uh, 807 Delta Echo. I know y'all didn't see that. I'm going to just not worry too much. What did we get? Well, looky there. There it is. We'll put her up. All right, so we'll give the credit to this aircraft. Let's go ahead, click the route indication. That'll kind of narrow down the view. Looks like Los Angeles, I had a feeling, would come up. Things were heating up pretty heavy up there, or where we're headed. And then if you want the bullseye on it, it'll center where the airplane is. All right, over here on the right side, click the little clipboard. Hour 2 minutes, 447 miles, cost index 187. We're going to cruise maybe, yeah, we should be able to get to 41. What am I thinking? Zero fuel weight. Okay, this is in pounds. That's because I've got Elevatex set that way. So you'll have to do the switch over, 337, so forth. There's the route, and we'll go ahead, clear this out so we can keep moving. And you can see it's kind of all over the place out there. It's gonna be a fun run. Let's just say it that way. All right. All right, hang on. I want to get one more program up, ready to go. Okay, I think we're ready. Oh, we'll go ahead, get VATSIM on. Yeah, we do have Los Angeles up, centered. All right, we're ready to start rocking and rolling here. Let's do it. Okay, so one more time, let's go back. We get this information. Now there's one quirk I do need to point out, and then a tip. Okay, the quirk. Once you get your numbers in here, and if you use SimBrief, great. If you use something else, great. Whatever you use, you get this page set up. You have one more step to do. Relies right here, takeoff CG. Okay, that has to be 30 to 31%. Now, good luck. At least I haven't had any of that kind of luck getting the takeoff CG to get the 31. Here, let me show you. See, we're at 31 and we're outside the envelope. So in this plane, I will run it. Uh-oh. What did I moved through. All right, hang on a second, folks. Let me reset here real quick. 18, let me get SimBrief up here real quick. 153, how close did we get? Okay, that's right. 18,721. Taxi fuel, we had fuel. Hang on. Had a bad feeling I was doing something wrong. Taxi 907. Ballast, trip fuel. And then one other thing to take note of is the trip fuel. It's not there now, but oh, it's right here. Enter your trip fuel if you want to check your landing weight. Highly recommend that. You don't, especially now, granted, on a short flight like this, don't worry about it. On a long haul flight, you want to make sure you know how you're doing, and if for some reason along the way with a heavy load on, you need to know, are you above or below your landing weight? You may have to dump fuel. It happens. Okay, so we'll apply. Here's your tip. Apply the weight and balance to the aircraft. Okay, and apply the weight and balance to the FMS. Why? When you get to the point where you're going through your performance setup in the plane, having that information there just saves, granted, 30 seconds or so, maybe a minute or two, but it saves a couple seconds. Some of you are bump, 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 want to go, gotta get it, gotta go, gotta get it in the air. And some even fire it up with the engines on because they don't want to wait. So I like taking my time going through. You all know that. All right. So we'll go back here and then we'll go ahead, request. I did click request. Okay. All right. And then we'll kind of set it outside just for a second here while we regroup. See if we see any of the activity that could happen. Travis, it may not. I don't know if they have any fuel trucks or not. I don't think they do. Anyway, you might see a caterer come up, and you would normally see a fuel truck come up. Cool thing is with rotate, the fuel truck will extend the platform so that the individual that would in real life be on the platform could reach the panel to do the fueling. Give it a couple more seconds. Usually preceded by a Mercedes type vehicle. Just making sure. All right, it's already loaded, so we're going to just blast on. We're not going to wait too long. All right, let's get to work in the checklist here. All right, batteries obviously on. I've fired up the APU. Let's get up here and check. APU is powered. All we have to do is turn the bleed on. Cockpit lighting is set. We'll just wait for the final flows to end and the packs are on. There we go. All right, cockpit lighting. Now, if you're following the checklist that comes with the aircraft's tutorial, finding that switch took me a little bit, so I'll help you out. It's right here. Click it. And then using your numpad, you can look at all of the lights, make sure they're working. Let up, they stop. Okay, now we'll switch on the iris, but hang on. I don't know if this happens in a real plane. Cargo fire check, I don't know. But it does in rotate. So, but I don't know about the real one. Okay, you can't see it most likely, but the needle right here is moving. And we can proceed on, turn the emergency power to arm. And we'll head down and start getting our FMC going. Or should I aptly say McDo? Notice the very similar characteristics. Okay, we're June. Oh, we did not update. I don't think we'll have a problem. We'll find out. I'm also going to try something. It's maintenance? No. CFD? No. Is it on the bottom one? Okay. Oh, I know where it's at. That's right. Oh, come on, Mike. Real quick. We're on menu. Nope. All right, I'm not going to worry about it. Okay, so we are going KSUU to KLSV, company route, format. Oh, you're right. Oh, you are 100% right. Stand by. We got to download it, insert it. Bear with me. I thought I did this when I updated my nav stuff. Okay, let's go downloads, click. Aircraft. I think it's this one, yeah. Okay, there we go. Now let's try that. Doink, it works. It helps to have the file in there. We do not have the alternate loaded. I'll be honest, I don't even remember what the alternate was. So let's take a look. Ontario. Okay. O-N-T. Now, if you set a route up for it, or there is a way to get this downloaded, I can't remember right now. It's been too long. All right, we are okay. Let's initialize, and I think we're good with that. All right, we're going to go a little further than normal, 41.0. Now, if you had step climbs along the way, you would put 41.0 slash 42, 40, you know, whatever, and it'll fill them in here. Okay, and cost index 187, and you can fill this in. We're gonna have a headwind of 3 knots, so slash HD03. Perfect. Okay, what did I forget? Why is this blank? Okay, we'll come back. Because like I said, we did go a few steps further. Next up, real quick, we'll run it. Like I said, you're going to find a lot of Airbus pieces in this plane. Okay, comm check while we're down here. All right, 122.8 is Unicom, 125's guard. We are going to go ahead, get our CTAF. Sometimes it will not recognize military airfields. If that happens, look on your chart. I'll show you where you can. It's the tower frequency usually. Also, you can look on the flight charts that you can get, and they can also tell you what it is. We'll back it up here in a minute. Okay, now the big thing here with the comms, make sure your VHF1, VHF2 are lit up, turned up. If not, you may not hear them. 2, when you look at XPilot, you want transmit RX on COM 1 lit, RX on COM 2 lit. Obviously, whatever transponder code you get, and put it on XPonder, and that'll give you the green mode seat. All right, we're going to pick up the pace now. Kind of follow along as we proceed. Let me see where I am. I think they're in alignment. Okay. All right, so test is just about wrapped up. All right, glare shield, real quick. We need get our altimeter. All right, that is 2979. Also, you can flip it, oh, wrong one, to HEPA, QFE, QNH. And then you can go barometric or radio altimeter. Radio means above ground, barometric means MSL. And we're going to set 400 for takeoff for our radar altitude. Okay, altimeter set. And last but not least, okay, we're in auto. Okay, finalizing the FMC. Okay, flight plan's already in. Let me just make sure. Yep. What we need to do is come up with maybe a departure. I don't think we're going to have such a thing. Okay, so we're not worried about departures. Oh, cancel. However, what runway? We are looking at, and I am pulling up the map, 21 right. Oh, that's right in front of us. Cool. Winds. You know, this would probably be easier if you saw it. Okay, so here's the airfield. We are right here. It's calling for 21 right. You can see it's kind of offset. Used to be Cold War days, besides cargo, a B-52 and or tanker or special operation group. So it had a whole bunch of things associated with it. It was an important base. Many of them are. This one, just a tad bit more. So we'll click. Hang on. Oh, you saw. Kind of. Hang on. Let me move this over. There we go. All right. So we're calling for 21 right. Let's verify. Okay. Trust, but verify. Winds 240 at 17. 21s are a good choice. We'll go with 21 right. Sold. Insert, because these approaches or departures do not work for us. Okay, and there's our route. Let's just scream through it real quick. Oakley to Intel. Okay, on the next, Kaba, Timson, scan, Beatty, top of descent, KLSV. Now it's taking us to Las Vegas before we go in. Okay, so click LSV star. Okay, we'll clear that. And if we look here, it says arrivals none. Okay, approaches 9. Right now, 21 left. Let's look at the weather. 18012, gust to 20. That's a pretty good good choice. 21. Bad thing is you're going to overfly. Well, maybe. They may put us on a visual. That way we can stay in tight, let Vegas be Vegas, because they're going to be on the 19s. So this gets a little tricky. So we'll see how that's going to work out. I am going to plan oh wait, 21s. Disregard everything I just said. We're going to be routed in and probably brought around the north to land. And we have controller? Oh, we have an ATIS. That's LAS, though, not for us. But that's good for us to know. They're landing on the 26s and the 19s. So that means they're also flowing from north to south, just like we will, north to south. So what they'll probably do is route us right around and onto the ILS. for? Well, let's find out. Okay, we got some options here now. That's a TACAN. Now, if you're not familiar, click the chart. Okay, I like that. Is that the steep one or is that the normal one? I think that's the normal. Oh, this is the DME arc onto sheet, which is a possibility always. However, I think we'll plan for the X-ray. So that'll be 2-1 left. Looking at the airport, 2-1 left, and then we'll try to get off here and get over here. Okay, 2-1 left. No. ILS. I put full procedure in from Chris. If you don't remember, it looks like this. 21 miles out gives us plenty of time to get squared away in the cockpit to put her on the ground. ILS 21 X-ray, I-21 left X-ray. We'll go ahead, do the same here, insert. And we'll leave it just like it is. That way we're headed for Las Vegas, and when that way they can turn us off, put us where they want. So we'll leave the discontinuity. Sheet, Rusty, Jellar, Cato, Rossi 2-1. And out to rocks, Arco, and hold. Okay, perfect. Looks good. All right, we're going to speed it up now. So bear with me as I click, and click. Okay, flight plan's good. Next up, RadNav and performance. No, takeoff approach. That's the only difference. Okay, bear with, and we have a way to do this. I was so mad at myself when I figured it out in flight. Now I can't figure it out again. Okay, I'm just going to use SimBrief. Okay, we're going to flex out of here at 59. Packs on. Okay, slope of the runway. Bear with me a second. Okay, bear with me. I've got to convert. Okay, runway slope down. Okay, winds. HD17. Outside air temp 36. Flaps 15, right? Yep. Okay, so we're looking at 133, 136 will rotate, 151 will clear an obstacle with an engine out. Let's see, where's my numbers here? They're within 2 knots of each one, so we're good. All right, click, click, and click. All right, we're good to go. Come over here, we'll click FMC, F plan. Clear. All right, FCP setup, and we're ready to go. Oh wait, let's 2979. Okay. Final setup here. All right, so okay, speed is good. Runway heading 215. One last check real quick, not to say that between now and then we'll get a controller. We should be good. All right, so we're gonna go 41. Now, if we had a controller, well, actually we don't have a departure, so we're good. Hang on a second. Let's go 0 and go. That's what I want. Okay, let me just confirm. Okay, everything up here is ready to go. All right, working our way across 215, 41. We would get an initial altitude. We'd put that in. All right, finally. Okay, both sides traffic. Data VOR1, VOR2, traffic data VOR1, VOR2. And whether we're not turning any, well, actually we can because the radar is off. Okay, yeah, we'll do that. And set your ranges. That'll work. All right, now it is time for engine start. I hope you all are ready. Okay, let's go back over here. First things first, before we touch that, come up here, turn off external. Autopilot. I did that before. Okay, let's come down here, make sure everything's perfect. Okay. Okay, we didn't lose anything. Check it. That was my bad. I thought we were switched over and I forgot to check. So before turning off your external power here, make sure you're on APU power. Okay, that was my bad. Now we'll turn it off here. Close. And as you can tell, no pushback, so we are ready to go. There's 2-1 right, so we'll just make a taxi out to the left and then to the right. A lot of our stuff will get done here for takeoff. All right, parking brake. Set. Seatbelts. By the way, we are on, but I do, you know me, trust but verify. Okay, dashboard. Checking the airline to make sure we are up and going with them. Yes, we are. Okay. Beacons. Beacon on. Defog on. Emergency lights armed. Emergency power verify is armed. And doors are closed. Ready for pushback. In this case, ready to start engines. Okay, verify the air is on, and it is. Switch to engines. You'll see why we did that. And then select A or B. Okay, you may in this case have to lift one. Okay, I wait till there and lift the fuel. Okay, with that one stable, I'm going to start number 1. Lights on. Once the needle on N2 reaches that bluish greenish line there, you can move the fuel switch up. I wait for 18 to 20. Now we just wait for it to stabilize. And we'll bring on the center engine number 2. And yes, sometimes I feel like just flipping the switch up. I know, you gotta wait. And then we're just about ready to taxi, so get ready. Okay, numbers are coming up. Okay, windshield defog is on. Waiting for it to stabilize before we kill the APU. By the way, the generators kick on automatically, just like the Airbus does, if you have the switch pushed on the Airbuses. All right, we are stable, so we'll head up top here. Okay, defog's on, APU air off. You can click here or up at the panel. I am going to go ahead and click there and see if it will do as I just said. Give it a little bit. We'll come back. Okay, we're going to go to config. All right, trim. 4.9. Okay. Okay, rudder real quick. Okay, we're ready to go. Go back to engine. And the APU hasn't done anything, so we'll go to off. Okay, flaps. All right, real quick, I just put the slats out. We have a system, they call it dial a flap. I know it sounds like a 1-800 number. I get it. 1-800 dial a flap, call dial a flap. And what it is basically you're given your performance information from either dispatch or whatever. It'll tell you what to set your flaps to. You run this dial to a flap setting and you set it. There it goes. Now it'll just go right in the middle there. And at that point, it's deploying to 15% or 15 degrees. Sorry. Good, bad to it. I can see some, but most pilots who fly this plane know how to get around it. Arm your spoilers, just like Airbus. Pull them up, reject takeoff set, and we are ready to go after another check of takeoff data. 150 or 133 for 36, 51 matches. Okay. Travis Air Force Base traffic Sim Air Force 18 Heavy, taxi to 21 right for takeoff. Notice, Airbus guys and gals. Before takeoff, check takeoff data one more time. You know we're not going to go anywhere unless you pull the chocks. That amazing. All right. Before takeoff, auto flight, EAD, exterior lights. We'll get some out right now. Interesting markings used here. Those that are familiar with them should realize that's a movement area line. So is that. Meaning you have, yeah, it's kind of weird. That is really weird. Okay, you have to talk to tower here, but not here, not there. Really weird. Okay, parking brake set. Let's finish this up. We got to turn the radar on. Okay, we are going to turn that up. Okay, and radar transponders are set, and you are up and running over here. Okay, Travis Air Force Base traffic, Delta, or I'm sorry, correction, Sim Air Force 18 Heavy departing 21 right to the south. Okay, auto flight. Prof. Power up. Positive rate gears coming up, nose coming up. Oh, I know why.
Stabilizer motion.
All right, we are on our way, folks.
Stabilizer motion. Stabilizer motion.
Okay. Auto brakes back to norm. Flaps are up, spoilers down. And seatbelts at cruise. We're on our way. We should be there here shortly. Good old MD McDonnell Douglas climb. Shoot for the stars. You know, it's as simple as that. Getting saved. Yeah, I know many of you have heard the term. It's a pretty simple proposition. Jesus came to the world really for one purpose and one purpose only: to save us from our sins. He died on that cross and took your sins. All you have to do is, as Romans 10:9 says, if you declare with your mouth Jesus is Lord, believe in your heart that God raised him from the dead, you'll be saved. John 3:16 and 17 say it all. God didn't send his son to condemn us. He sent him to save us. God wants you, folks. No matter what you've done, he still wants you. All we have to do is repent and believe, have the faith that Jesus Christ is Lord God Almighty. And you will be saved. Saved from eternal darkness and eternal separation from God. You will never, ever, if you die and did not accept Christ in your life, you will never hear God ever speaking to you in those situations. And the darkness that you will live in has been, in the Bible tells you, gnashing of teeth. It will be so. I mean, you've all seen how dark it can get with, a new moon, no stars. Imagine that about, well, I can't even put a number to it to imagine it to darker than that. Forever. No light, just darkness. Declare with your mouth, accept that gift Jesus is giving you by dying on that cross for your sin, paying the ransom. Sin's ransom is death. God said it in Genesis. Jesus paid it with his blood. God raised him from the dead. You will be saved. Alright, I'm back with y'all. I had to get some water and use the restroom. But anyway, I hope that verse for the flight came in handy to you. And I'm actually going to change up a couple things here. Kinda like that title a little better. Right, we are in cruise, 30 minutes out. Hang on a second. Oh, great. Well, we have two center positions. Oh, you know what? I just realized we're still on. Oh, we never switched. Okay. I hate when I do that. All good intentions and forget to switch. All right, 30 minutes out, folks. I hope y'all are ready. Okay, currently, as of what, about a hour? No, about 20-ish minutes ago, 140 at 16. Of course, 10 statute miles, few clouds at 16,000. Peak wind 180.26, lightning distant. Okay, well, we'll kind of be watching for that. All right, so the METAR is up there. I hope y'all are ready. We're about to start our descent. We'll find that out here in just a momentio. Clear and clear. This says 192 miles. That doesn't sound good at all. So it says to start descending. Okay. I was thinking 200 miles from the airport. I'm going, so about 20 miles out. It's not much better. It's 120 miles out, but still, That's a lot better. Let's do this real quick with SimBrief. Okay, medium is set. 183. And we're set to go there and there. Okay. Now, what we'll do on approach is we'll just click again, take off TO, approach. And here's our slats, flaps, and we're planning flap 35. 149 will carry 150 on the approach. As we pull it back over the threshold, 144 theoretically is where we should touch down at. It works for the real pilots, but never for Captain Mike. But we will find out. Hey folks, we are not too far out from landing. Double check our ILS minimum should be 200. We're very close. All right. All right, so sometimes we'll get an auto ATC en route to tell us to send. So, might get that here, but right now, CDU message. What do we got? ROTC 4,200 feet. How about we plan that? So from 41 to 42, 41 minus, so about 111 mile out, will for sure be in our descent, if not sooner. Okay, Beatty. Okay, we will be in. All right, so Beatty. Okay, we're getting ready to cross Timpson and then Scan and then Los Angeles Center. All right, so it looks like Los Angeles wants us to give them a jingle. All right, let's double check our frequency. 26525. 26525.
26 right to XV November 1 Whiskey. November 1 and Whiskey to runway 26 right, United 544. Post 2213 about 0. I already just called at once, United 2871, you want to step away?
Yeah, for about 10 minutes, please.
2071, that's the report back.
Roger that.
Southwest 2231 at Ontario, ready for push. 2231 Illinois Center, Josh, to traffic in the ramp and push on November 1 to the ramp. I will call that traffic and push on November 1 approved, Southwest 2213. William, SMA 400. Launch press 74 heavy, you're clear to descend via the Armament 2 arrival, descend via the arrival. I'm there, believe it is the arrival. Southwest 1522 on final for runway 19 left. That was 1562, runway 100 left, clear land. Clear land, runway 19 left, Southwest 1562. And Delta 8962, radar contact altitude. 4,800. 4,000. Delta 8962, decline, tape flight level 290. Delta 8862, climb and maintain flight level 290. 290, Delta 8962.
Los Angeles Center, Sim Air Force 18 Heavy with you, flight level 410 for Nellis.
SimF 18 LA Center, roger. Right, represent Sim Air Force 18.
Affirm, Sim Air Force 18.
Sim Air Force Center, and maintain flight level 210.
Leaving flight level 410 for 210, Sim Air Force 18 Heavy. All right, here we go. All right, now one thing you have to do with this plane, I may not have explained it. You have to click on it with the down arrow or she won't start on you.
Speed 416, descend via the Comics 2 arrival, except maintain 15,000, the Lindbergh altimeter 2980. Descend via Comics 2, except 15,000, jet speed 416. Lufthansa 4865, request on cockpit for 5 minutes. Lufthansa 4865, that's a pre-report back. United 544, holding short runway 26 right, Ontario. United 544, runway 26 right, clear for takeoff. 26 right, clear for takeoff, United 544. Jet speed 616, contact SoCal approach 119.6. Alright, SoCal approach 119.6, see you. Yeah. American 3013 on the ground at LAX, just confirming departure clearance. American 3013, High Center. You should have gotten a PDC, did you get one? Yeah, PDC says dots 2, runway 24 left. It also says the Sotheby 1. Yeah, it'll be the dots 2 departure. It's just the way within your flight plan had the runway to confuse the system. It's fine. 3013 is the dots 2 departure. Dots 2. Okay. Flight center, go
1562, requesting taxi with sign gate in Vegas.
1562, taxi to parking via.
Repeat instructions, Southwest 1562, one more time.
Southwest 1562, taxi to parking via Delta and Whiskey.
Delta and Whiskey, Southwest 1562.
Los Angeles Center, United 1634, 10,000 inbound for LAX. 1634 LA Center, John Wayne, altimeter 2985. John Wayne, altimeter 2985, United 1634.
Townsend 4865, we're back.
Welcome back. In Los Angeles Center for United 1634, can we get our expected approach into LAX? United 1634, expect the hours runway 25 left to bridge. I will be closing soon, so just expect 25 left. We'll expect for ILS 25 left approach, United 1634, thank you.
Okay, I am not going to ask what he's got planned for us.
LA Center, United 2871 back.
Delta 1672, LA Center, runway 8 left, Alpha 8, taxi via Bravo, Alpha 8.
Alright, runway 8 left at Alpha 8, via Bravo Alpha 8, Delta 672.
Walker 72, Albuquerque Center offline, frequency change, approved, United.
United 544, passing 4,500.
Walker 1072, Albuquerque Center is offline, frequency change, approved. United 4 radar cat tag, climb and maintain 11 below 10,000.
Climb and train via 11,000, United 44.
Walker 1072.
Skywa 6359, ready for departure.
Skywa 6359, runway 21 left, clear for takeoff.
21 left, clear for takeoff, 6359.
San Airport's 1 we're going to be closed too soon, so going to Nellis will be on Saitek. Radar service area for exchange, have a go.
All right, we'll switch to Nellis, Saitek, Sim Air Force 18. Thanks for the ATC.
At 1634 across CLB, gonna maintain 7,000.
All right, he knows I can handle going into here. 132. 55. All right, we'll stay on Unicom. All right, we're going to go ahead and continue down to, let's just go to 10 for now. All right, approach check. This is the hard part. You gotta scroll. All right, EAD, windshield, anti-ice set. Checked, landing data set. Okay, still 150. Clear that. Clear that. Even though it'll come right back. All right, so 150 for approach. DH is set. We're about to hit the magical 18,000. We're looking at 2967. Okay, hang on. What chart are we on? High. I don't think we're going to be able to do 10,000. Okay, we're going to hold up at 13, 14,000. Actually, okay, we are going around. Okay. Okay, so we are gonna hold here a little longer. If we get on it, Chris, that's 8,000, which isn't far. 6,000 foot drop. All right, so let's just take a look at the pretty mountains. All of that is where red flag happens. Red flag, if you're not familiar with it, is a military exercise and training for many of the fighter pilots of NATO and the US. And they basically go at each other, dissimilar aircraft combat, to learn the different characteristics. Now, China doesn't come in there, so it's kind of tough to train against their 5th generation aircraft. But ours go head to head, and we learn the tactics that, you know, help to elude or bring down those kind. That's what red flag's about. Plus, it's basically, think war has broke out in Nevada's dreamland, and the B-52s come in, B-1s come in, the fighters come in, C-130s doing airdrops and people drops, C-17s as well, A-400s, and all of the, you know, it's just an amazing, from what I understand, now I've never been to it, an amazing thing to watch. Somehow, I don't know how you would, but somehow. Okay, I think I'm going to go ahead and start bringing us down. As soon as we clear this ridge, I'm gonna kind of turn us 209. Mustache Mike TV, welcome aboard. Hey, thank you so much for your first time chat, saying to have a safe landing. Hey, thanks for the follow as well. Welcome in, Mustache Mike. All right, time to... Well, thank you, sir. I appreciate it. Great job, by the way, on center there, Mustache Mike. Great job indeed. Shame you couldn't carry us to the ground, but that's okay. I know you guys like me to fly over Nellis and come around on the east side. We're going to come around on the west side. Give these troops, virtual troops, a glimpse of what they're staring down. Nothing. Absolutely nothing but desert. Okay, where are we at? 9,000. Okay, we can get that spoiler put in. I've actually only been to Las Vegas once. It's amazing. Whoa. We're picking up storms. Well, they did say in the METAR, lightning distant. I'm going to actually punch out a little bit and then come around. Look at that. We're showing storms out there. How about that? I thought I had that set. Oh, you heard us on LA Center. I thought you were. Well, appreciate you. And that's down to 8,800. Okay. All right, let's get CTAF pulled up. Nellis area traffic, Sim Air Force 18 Heavy. We're in a procedure turn coming back to Chris for the 21 left ILS. Okay, we got spoilers arm, brake set medium, starting in on flaps. IDIQ. IDIQ. All right. The cool thing for Nellis, when we're landing north to south, with winds north to south, that gives us no interference with Vegas International. When it's reversed, it gets kind of tricky because we're overflying Vegas Airport. Oh, excuse me. All right, just do not see the airport yet. I got a feeling I am gonna have to kick us on to the approach. And descend us to 5,000. While slowing. Okay, I think we have the localizer. Yes, we do. 20 miles out. All right, Nellis traffic reach corrections. Sim Air Force 18 Heavy, 20-mile final for 21 left. All right, I got runways in sight. Okay, gears coming out. Okay, for green, slowing to 150, our approach speed. We'll kick out the next notch of flaps here. If I remember right, this glide slope took forever to turn on. There it is. Boy, really looks stormy here. That's a really good blue sky. It's storm and sunshine on us. All right, I am going to kill the radar. All right, we are now 10-mile final. Nellis traffic, Sim Air Force 18 Heavy, 10-mile final, 21 left. Okay, gear down. Flaps 35. 6-mile final. Runways are definitely in sight. By the way, I didn't make mention, we departed Travis home to C5s today. I don't know if any KC-10s are still around, but the 7 or KC-46s and the C-17s are home there. May even have some 135s. Nellis traffic, Sim Air Force 1-8 heavy, 3 mile final, 2-1 left. Okay, it looks like it's time to take over. Start taking things over. All right. See how well we can screw this up. Especially with this crosswind. Oh, actually, it just died a little bit. Landing stable. There was my balloon up. All right, idle reverse. And Nellis traffic, Sim Air Force 1-8 is clear. 2-1 left to the ramp. Now we're not going to park where they would normally put this beastie. Because I'm kind of running out of time here. I got to work tomorrow. So we'll just find us a nice spot on the ramp here. Okay. All right, I think this will be a good spot right in here. Okay, parking brake set, APU should be up and running. On. All right, and we can kill the power now, right? Double check. Welcome to Nellis. All right, there we go. Okay, we're done. All right, let's talk through the flight real quick and call it a night. Hey, folks, this was a fun flight. The MD-11 always has some challenges to it, but in the overall scheme of things, it's actually a pretty decent aircraft in the sim to fly. I did kind of catch some of what went through. I didn't catch the whole thing on it, but let's take a look at Elevatech and see what they recorded. Then we'll see what we got off of the airline. Okay, so there's our route from Fairfield, which is where Travis is. You can see the zigzag we took to get here. And let's kind of zoom in on that. Okay, just a quick lay of the land. Here is what everybody usually goes into, Las Vegas International. Up here is Travis. Correction, Nellis. Actually, I did a lot. Well, that balloon at the end kind of put us down the runway quite a bit. We'll get that in a second. But we stayed on the center line, which is actually pretty good with the crosswinds we had. According to... Okay, I can't read them there. Maybe you can, I can't, but I got 315 feet a minute, 151 knots, not bad. 1.4 Gs for the landing. Again, now it is a little bit long. Each mark on the runway there, hash-wise, is 500 feet. So there's 1,000, 2,000, roughly 2,500 feet down the runway. So was kind of long, and that was because of that balloon. I don't know why it does that. But I always seem to balloon as I get in close to the airport. All right, I am going to do a quick check of Sim Air Force. Let me get rid of that. Just to kind of see what we got. Oh, okay. Disregard. Don't want to look there. Sorry. I got tricked again. Okay, according to Sim Air Force, 309 feet a minute. I don't think we get a G total on it, but that's not bad. We did a good landing, good overall flight. And the MD-11 is sitting in Nellis, waiting for the next flight. Folks, it's been a pleasure. I'm going to tell you right now, if you're looking for a flight on Saturday, there will not be one. I made a message in the Discord channel if you're interested in joining the Discord so you can kind of stay up to date. One of my granddaughter's birthdays is this weekend, so Saturday flight canceled. So I'm kind of glad we got this one in at least. So I hope you enjoyed it. I hope you enjoyed the fact that it was a surprise. Mustache Mike TV, thanks for the follow. By following, if you click that follow button, you will know when we go live. If you're on YouTube, click subscribe if you haven't already, and that will let you know when the next video comes available. All right. So, folks, hey, I want to say thank you. We had a great time. I hope you did. and we'll see you on our next flight. Have a fantastic rest of your week, and we'll see you on the next flight. God bless.